Hey guys, welcome to Mitch's Vinyl Corner and thanks for stopping by. So today I wanted to make a video on my upcoming trip to the Austin Record Convention in Austin, Texas. So it is going this weekend for 3 days, starting on Friday, which is dealer setup day, and is also early access to people that buy the multi-day tickets. And then for general admission, you can get in on Saturday and Sunday. For those who don't know, the Austin Record Convention is the largest record convention slash show in North America and has been there since 1981. Now, for the last, I don't know how many years, it's been held at the Palmer Event Center. I'm not actually sure if it always took place there, but for as long as I can, find out, it's been at the Palmer Convention Center for a lot of years. So I always heard about this convention for years and years and years, and how you need to go to Austin. You need to go to the Austin Record Convention. There's dealers from all over the country and all over the world that come there, and people come from all over the world to go shop there. You can go find great deals on records. You can find holy grails. It's a wonderful experience. And my first time actually going was last year in the springtime. I went in May of last year. It actually worked out perfect because my wife and I took a trip to Texas, where she's from. She's from the Dallas area, and Austin's about 3.5 hour drive. And so I went down there for the weekend and stayed with her, with family members that she had down there. And I was able to go to the show for 2 days. And when I say it's the mecca for record collectors, it really is. There are hundreds of dealers there. I mean, just tables and tables of records, CDs, memorabilia. I mean, I was in there pretty much from the time the doors opened till the time the show closed, both days actually. When I went there last year, I got a lot of the grails that I was able to, score there that I've been looking for a long time. But this year I'm going with a different mindset. When I went there last year, it was a little bit overwhelming. I do have to say at first, because I had never seen so many records in one place at one time, or just memorabilia in general. I mean, it was nuts, and I kind of focused on trying to get rid of some of the things that I brought down. I did get rid of a lot of box sets. I'm not really a box set guy unless it's a complete live concert. I really don't collect box sets anymore for like outtakes and B-sides and rarities and things like that. I really don't like to collect box sets like that anymore. Like I said, unless they're a live album. So I focused on really getting rid of those while I was down at the show last year, and it kind of took some time away from me to really look at some of the records I really wanted to. But I was able to get rid of all those box sets, which I was happy about, and I was able to pick up some grails. If you watch some of my older videos, I do talk about some of them, but I really wanted to focus on how I'm going about it this year. So I made myself a want list off of Discogs, and I wanted to talk about some of the things I'm really looking forward to possibly getting down there. So the first couple of albums I wanted to talk about is the Black Sabbath catalog. So I do have Paranoid and the debut album. I did the shootout about a couple months ago on the new Rhino High Fidelity of the self-titled and Paranoid. I compared them to some UK pressings. And so I really want to complete the catalog and go all the way up to Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, because I love Black Sabbath, but Never Say Die and Technical Ecstasy they're not the greatest albums in the Black Sabbath catalog. I think a lot of people would agree, but I know a lot of people really do like those albums. I'm really not interested in collecting those. I mean, if I see them at a decent price, I'll probably get them, but I'm not really focused on getting the best pressings of those. But I have everything I have the first couple of albums, and then I also have Sabotage, which is my personal favorite Black Sabbath album. But I really wanted to look for Master of Reality, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Volume 4. Yeah, it took me a second. I had a brain fart there. I really want to look for the Vertigo Spaceship pressings of those, minus Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. I'll get to that in a second. So, Master of Reality and Volume 4, again, the Vertigo swirls are really highly sought after. They're really expensive. Those are the first pressings, 71 and 72. But I've heard a lot of people say that the later represses from Vertigo, about a year or two after both of those albums were released, they're on the Spaceship label. Those use the same metal plates as the original pressings, so you're getting somewhat of the same sound quality, but a lot less expensive. So I'm really looking forward to looking for those. Or if I can't find any of the Spaceships, I'd really like to get some Japanese pressings of them, which I've heard are really, really good. They don't have that weird EQ where the bass is very, really low and it's got the tipped up highs. So I'm really looking forward to looking for those albums. And then Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath actually was I believe it was in the transition period from when they went to Vertigo to WWA. And the WWA pressings, again, they use the same metal plates as from Vertigo, but they were pressed on a different label. That is the same story for the pressing of Paranoid that I have. It's a WWA pressing, but he used the Vertigo plates, and it was a couple years after the album originally came out, but it was definitely a lot cheaper. So I'm going to be looking for those Black Sabbath albums. And I forgot to mention, I also want to get an original pressing of Heaven and Hell. That was the first album featuring Ronnie James Dio. And I believe that's probably the second best Black Sabbath album minus Sabotage, which is my number one. Moving on from there, I'm really in a grunge kick right now. So I really, really want to go get some original Soundgarden pressings. I have the first Soundgarden album, Ultra Mega OK. I have an original pressing of that, 1988, on the SST label. So I really want to get Louder Than Love, Bad Motorfinger, and Super Unknown. Now, the issue with Bad Motorfinger and Super Unknown, the original pressings of those go for, I think, $400 or $500 from what I've seen on Discogs. Like, really, really in good shape, like almost near mint copies, I think, go for that much, maybe even higher. But for Louder Than Love, original pressings are about a couple $100. I mean, that's from what I've seen. So I don't think I'll have a problem finding an original pressing of that for a good price. But Super Unknown and Bad Motorfinger, those might be a little bit harder to find. But I also heard that the reissues, I believe from 2015, 2016, the remastered versions, yes, even though they're digital, I heard they sound really, really good. And for maybe if there's a couple, maybe the pressings are there at the record show, but they're so expensive that I'm not willing to blow all my money on those two records. Now, if they're decently priced and I can go get a lot of the other things that are on my want list, then okay, then I'll buy it. And that's what I wanted to really point out, is that I'm going about this trip this time a little bit differently. You know, I got an idea of really what I want to get, how I'm going to focus my shopping, and how I'm going to focus interacting with the dealers too. Because there's a lot of dealers there, and there's a lot from all over the world too. You just kind of got to know how to talk to them and how to possibly get a discount if you buy multiple things from their table. And that's what I found out last year when I went. And you'll notice a couple guys that they were able to tell I was really into a couple of the albums they had, and they saw that, okay, he wants to get these 3 albums. I'll cut you a deal. Usually they'll cut you a deal if you buy more than, one record from them. They're usually willing to come more off the top because they don't want to haul all of this stuff back as well either. So if they have to lose a little bit off the top to give you a good deal so they don't have to take all those records back from where they came from, I think it works out for them. But that's how I notice is, kind of get to know the dealers, get to talking to them. Almost every single dealer I met there last year, super friendly, really willing to work with you. And if they know that you're really interested and they know and you can convey to them that you know what you're talking about and know what you're looking for, that's when they're more than willing to work with you and give you a discount on some items that you might buy. So that's my tip if you're ever going to one of these big shows, is just learn how to talk to them. Be friendly, be cordial. It's worked out for me. Now I've talked to dealers that didn't want to talk and were rude, and that's a whole nother story. I just skip their table and I'll interact with them because I don't have time. So that was a couple of the highlights that that I wanted to point out for my want list for this trip. I'll link my want list in the description below on my Discogs that you can go check out. But also I wanted to throw out there, I really want to know what you guys would want to get if going to the Austin Record Show. And if you're going to the Austin Record Show, I'd really like to know what you're looking for as well. And hopefully I'd be able to see you there. We can meet up, we can chat a little bit. And who knows, maybe I'll learn something from you, you can learn something from me, and we can both go there, have a great time, and really get what we want. That's what it's all about. It's all about the community there as well, and community building within the vinyl community. And speaking of the vinyl community, I really wanted to give a shout out to a couple of my friends within the vinyl community, mainly Louis V from Vinyl Latte and Todd from Graybeard Nations, and Larry as well. The last week or so, there was a lot of talk about this whole government shutdown and if active duty military was going to get paid. Without me saying a word to anybody, I got some texts from Larry and Todd and were just asking, hey man, are you okay? Is there anything we can do? Anything you need? And that's what this community is all about too. It's about helping one another. And I really appreciate them reaching out to me. And thankfully, my wife and I are very smart with our money. We're very financially well off. I wouldn't be doing this hobby the way I do if I wasn't financially able to afford it. But that's something that I really love about this community is, that sense of unity and that sense of brotherhood and sisterhood as well. So shout out to those guys, and I really wanted to say thank you to them. So yeah, that's what I hope to look for at the Austin Record Convention. I'm only going one day this time. The way my work schedule had to work out, I'm flying in on Friday evening. I'll be there all day Saturday and then leaving Sunday. Because going there for about 8 hours, I should be able to pretty much pick almost every table and either find what I'm looking for or not find, or maybe have to go on eBay. But I just want to go there, have a great time, see everybody. I hope to get to see, a lot of other people in the vinyl community. I know Mazzy goes there. I know that Dylan from Noble Records has gone a couple times. Michael Fremer from Analog Planet. I know that he's been there a lot. There's a bunch of other big names from the vinyl community that I know goes there. So I hope to be able to see them, maybe get some pictures, and maybe just shoot the shit and talk. But I'm really looking forward to my trip, guys. And again, I'd really like to know your want list. Anything that you think I should look for that I would possibly like that might be at the record show. I'm really open to your guys' comments as well. So with that, thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you all next time.